Hello and welcome to the 9 News Business Buzz. I'm Ryan Frazier, 9 News business expert. Mother Nature holds the ultimate veto power over Colorado's mountain economy, and this past winter, she exercised it. A severe lack of snow and early mountain closures sent a shockwave through local budgets, with Vail seeing its April lodgings revenue plummet by more than 33%. But the ski season is officially in the rearview mirror, and summer bookings are suddenly surging. Joining us to break down the ups and downs in our resort communities is Chris Romer, President and CEO of Vail Valley Partnership. Chris, welcome back on the program.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's always good to see you, my friend. Chris, let's start with the hard numbers. Industry tracking shows that April, like much of the winter season, was really rough on many mountain communities, including the Vail Valley, with revenue down per room, meaning not as many people were visiting the area. When snow stops falling and the mountains resorts and ski areas start to close a little bit earlier, how severe is the immediate economic impact for small businesses operating along that I-70 corridor in Vail Valley?
Yeah, it is impactful. We are, at the end of the day, we are snow farmers here at our mountain resorts, and we are really dependent upon Mother Nature to help create the outdoor recreation and ski business that our in-state and our out-of-state and our international guests expect. So when Mother Nature is fickle and doesn't cooperate well, it does have a lot of downstream impacts on our business community and on our businesses, and ultimately on our communities as a whole. We are dependent on a good ski product. That is where most of our revenue and most of our visitors come during that ski season. And we had a real tough season. We had a lot of headwinds from Mother Nature and economic headwinds and others that turned into a perfect storm. No pun intended, because we didn't have very many perfect storms this winter. So yeah, it did and does impact us. And as you noted, we're pacing really well for the summer, which shows maybe there's some pent-up demand for people to come up to the mountains and enjoy Colorado.
Yeah, let's pivot to the summer then, Chris, and we'll kind of go back and forth maybe between summer and winter here, because I know there's still some economic impact from this past winter. But the data shows, as you mentioned, an incredible pivot. Summer lodging in Vail is up nearly 14%, with revenue following right behind it. Is this surge in summer bookings enough to actually save the year for these mountain towns and all the businesses that live and work up in that area, keeping the lights on and even thriving?
Well, to be super straightforward about it, no. A strong summer season does not mitigate the decline that we saw through Q1 during the ski season. We have a higher volume of visitation. Lodging rates are a little bit higher. So the winter really is where the majority of the sales tax and economic activity happens. But it's great to have a good summer, and a good summer, while it will not make up for the impact of the winter season, it will help mitigate or stem the losses that we saw. You know, a really bad visitation in the summer on top of a rough visitation in the winter, it could be really hard and devastating for people. Having a good summer will help at least put a little bit of a Band-Aid on the winter season. But we are snow farmers, like I said, and the majority of our sales tax revenue and business revenue and visitation comes during the winter months, during that ski season. So it's really hard to make up.
Yeah, give us a sense, Chris. I mean, you spend your days and nights, if you will, working with a lot of the businesses in the Vail Valley. What's the vibe like right now? How are people feeling in general, you know, coming out of this tough winter, heading into this summer? What's your sense of the confidence and the overall outlook for many of the businesses in the Vail Valley?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ryan. And we, you know, the businesses in our mountain communities, and not only in Eagle County, but Summit and Route and Pitkin, throughout the state, we're resilient. You know, we have years where it doesn't snow as much, or there's economic factors that impact visitation. But we're hardy. We're a hardy group. We're a bootstrap group. So the general sentiment, I think, in December and January and into February was, when is it going to snow? And there was a little bit of dismay as it didn't. And moving into mid-February through the end of the ski season, the tone changed a little bit from the business community, and it moved into one of recognition and acknowledgement and acceptance that, this is going to be one of those years where it doesn't snow a lot. So what can we do to take care of the customers? What can we do to make sure people have a great experience and want to come back? And I think that was true throughout the entire ski industry. Recognition for the great work our mountain operations teams did, recognition for the great work that our towns and communities and resorts did to enhance the guest experience through events and surprise and delight factors and different things to take care of our guests. We saw that throughout ski country. And moving into summer, I think there's a general optimism because of the pacing. I think people are feeling like, as long as Mother Nature cooperates a little bit with moisture and some of those other factors, that we will see a strong summer season. So people are generally pretty optimistic moving forward, while recognizing that we took it in the chin a little bit for the winter season. And we'll hope that next winter returns to normal.
Yeah. I want to just play off this whole conversation that we've had nationally and locally about this K-shaped economy. That's where, those who tend to earn a little bit more seem to be spending a little bit more these days, and those who earn less aren't spending as much. And we're seeing that in a fascinating economic divide kind of happening right now. The tracking shows that many of the luxury mountain properties seem to be still doing pretty well, but the economy tier lodging are actually having to drop their rates to get heads in beds, due to inflationary pressures. How is inflation changing the demographic of the Colorado tourism market right now, from your perspective, Chris?
Yes, it is. The K-shaped economy is a very real phenomenon. The folks who are doing well right now with investments in the stock market and the people with discretionary spending are still coming to Colorado, and they're still spending. Maybe not at the volume, and we've seen a little bit of a decrease in international travel. But the folks who are a little bit more budget oriented are struggling a little bit more because those inflationary factors, they hit folks a little bit harder. They hit middle class folks a little bit harder than they do the real high income. And the difference between a good year in Colorado and a great year in Colorado, a great year for Colorado tourism, is one where we are open and accessible and inclusionary of people throughout the entire economic spectrum. It is nearly impossible for us to have a great year, either here in Eagle County or as a state,
right,
if we're not open and inclusive to everybody looking to come and travel, from budget travelers to economy travelers to luxury travelers. And right now we are seeing a little bit of a divide, where we're doing still pretty well among the very high net worth.
Well, Chris,
but the winter impacted us.
We want to thank you for all the work you guys continue to do out there in the Vail Valley and for joining us on the program. We got to cut, but keep up the great work. Keep us informed on what's happening. Vail Valley is such an important part of our economy. Resilience is the defining trait of a Colorado mountain town and economy. When the winter underperforms, they pivot immediately to the summer. We will be watching closely to see how the season shapes up for the high country. Chris Romer with the Vail Valley Partnership, thanks so much for your insight. We'll be back during the 11 o'clock hour to talk about the stock market volatility. Has plenty of seasoned investors sweating right now, but a group of local sixth graders just proved that they know exactly how to play the long game. We'll meet the award-winning students next. Stay with us for the 9 News Business Buzz. I'm Ryan Frazier.